Margie and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making chicken paprikash. It's a chicken with a sauce that's made with a lot of paprika. It originates in Hungary and there's not much else you really can say about it. It's just that this spice is very popular there and this dish is one of my favorites. So you start off by taking chicken parts and you put salt and pepper on both sides. You want to use the skin because the skin gives a lot of flavor to the dish. There I'm melting a tablespoon of butter and there's a tablespoon of vegetable oil. You want to get that super hot and then you'll add your chicken. And you can't hear it here. So I'm going to cook the chicken on both sides for about 6 or 7 minutes full brown, with each side for 6 minutes. Don't forget to subscribe. We have lots of good stuff. There's our ingredients. I listed them all. So there's one side. That looks so good. This is just a start. You're not really cooking the chicken here. You're sealing in some of the juices, giving it some color. Of course, the paprika is going to override all that color because it's beautiful. So now that it's all done, I'm going to take the chicken out and we'll add all those ingredients, at least most of them, to this fat. We're going to deglaze the pan. So I'm going to start with the onions. I'm going to cook those for just a moment before I add my garlic. You can add more onions if you like. That's just one good size onion chopped up. The vegetables will add flavor, but you can add more if you like. You can also add a green pepper. And that's 3 cloves of minced garlic, which I'm just going to stir in for a moment because you don't want that to get bitter. Now there's my 3 tablespoons of paprika. Isn't that amazing? Beautiful. So you don't want to cook this too much because it can get a little bitter. You don't want to burn it. There's my tomatoes. You can use 2 tomatoes chopped. And that's chicken broth. So now I'm just going to stir for a moment just to deglaze the pan. And I'll add my chicken back to the pot. And I'll go ahead and cover that. And try to find the perfect flame under it that will allow it to just simmer for about a half hour. Now I have some white meat chicken in there, but it's really better with the dark meat chicken. Has more flavor, doesn't dry out as much. Now while that's cooking, I'm just going to go ahead and make my wide noodles. Now you want to put a little butter on them just to keep them loose, give them a little more flavor. So our 30 minutes are up, and there it is. So I'm going to take the chicken out. I'll set that aside, and I'm going to add my sour cream to that liquid. But you don't want to add sour cream directly to the hot liquid. So we're going to temper it in. All that means is that I'm going to add some of the hot liquid to the sour cream just to warm up the sour cream before I add it in. So go ahead and whisk that with a fork. You can put a little wet paper towel under that glass if you don't want it to slip. So you can add as much as you want because you're just going to add it back in there. Now, some people like this sauce thin, and some people like it a little thicker. And the only way to really make it a little thicker, in my opinion, is to cook it down. Some people might add a little flour, which you'd have to temper in as well. You might want to actually thin a tablespoon or two down with cold water. But I did not add any flour to this. I'm just going to cook it down a little bit. You want it to coat the spoon. At least that's how I want it. I think it sticks to the noodles better. So there it is, all done. Now I'm going to do my favorite. Pour that beautiful sauce over the chicken. So there you go. That's all done. Now I'm just going to make a plate up. That's a thigh. Really, it's better with dark meat. Well, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.